All right, welcome to another episode of the Becoming a Better You podcast. Super excited to be building out and growing this podcast and our multiple businesses. And today we're testing out our new podcast studio. We've got microphones, we've got a camera going. We're going to utilize the office at our new gym as a podcast studio where I'm able to utilize this time while I'm here in between clients when I'm not building out programs or I'm not adjusting someone's nutrition or I'm not training someone in person to bring more value to the audience and help more people see the results they're looking for through this podcast. This podcast is created to help you become a better you, to help me become a better me, to help our society become better in totality. And so the goal of the Becoming a Better You podcast is to constantly just bring more value. The goal is to bring value and help as many people as we possibly can. Today is Monday, May 13th. Yesterday was Mother's Day, so celebrate all the mothers. Happy Mother's Day to everyone. If you're on my email list or you're on my social media, I've probably already told you Happy Mother's Day, but just in case, Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. So incredibly grateful for you all. Yesterday I posted about my mom, so incredibly grateful for her. She struggled with drug and alcohol addiction for most of my life, but she eventually got her life in order and she supported me and loved me when no one else would, including myself. She loved me when even I didn't love myself. So I'm incredibly grateful for this life that I'm living, and the mother that I once had, although she passed away, she's always in my heart. She's a huge part of what I do and why I do it. So today on today's podcast, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some projects we have coming up on top of building out this gym, having the podcast going. We launched our own app. We're doing a 4-week challenge. We got a lot going on right now here in the physical space of our gym here in Hayward, California. But what we also are focused on is growing our podcast and our speaking business. And so I'm so excited that I was just able to lock in another speaking gig. I will be speaking on a stage in Las Vegas on September 26th. September 26th, I'll be flying out to Las Vegas and speaking on a stage. It is a business and influence event. Some high-level entrepreneurs and individuals that are learning to grow their businesses and grow their brand. And so I'm super excited about that because my goal is to use my story of overcoming trials and tribulations, of overcoming homelessness, of overcoming drug addiction, of overcoming incarceration, including an entire decade in prison. My goal is to use that story to impact more lives and help more people so that they could change their lives as well. So I'm excited to announce that I have been given the opportunity to speak amongst some other amazing human beings on the stage in Las Vegas in September. My goal is to speak on 6 stages this year. That's the second stage I've been able to lock in. We're in talks with some TEDx speakers as well to get on the TEDx stage as well. My goal is to just get on as many stages as I can, speak to as many people as I possibly can. But speaking on stages is not the only thing that matters, right? Speaking in general, sharing my story, giving back to the world, and showing individuals that with the right mindset shift, the right thought process, you can accomplish anything in your life. So although it's not till September, that speaking event, I have other speaking events lined up that are not necessarily on stage. For example, this Friday, I'll be meeting up with 2 buddies of mine that I was actually incarcerated with. So super excited about that. 2 men that I was in prison with that have changed their lives and become better human beings themselves. I will be joining them to speak to at-risk youth for a men's warrior circle. The men's warrior circle is where men that have overcome trials and tribulations and struggles in their lives meet up with these young men who are currently struggling, currently going through the system, or currently what they would consider an at-risk youth. And we're going to speak to them. We're going to speak to them on our stories, on what we've been through so they can relate and understand that we've been in the position they're currently at. But we're also going to speak to them about entrepreneurship, about business, about personal development, about growth, about the things that we're currently doing together as a team and separately in order to make the world a better place. Because the goal is for anyone, if you've ever struggled with anything in your life, your goal should now be to use that struggle as fuel to drive you forward and become the best version of yourselves, and then use that struggle to show others that might be going through that same struggle that they too can overcome that struggle, can become better human beings, and can grow because of it. Because I'm a firm believer that everything I've been through was for a reason. It was not an accident that I got hooked on drugs at a young age. It's not an accident that I became homeless at a young age. It's not an accident that I was physically, emotionally, and sexually abused at a young age. It's not an accident that I went through everything I went through, including my decade in prison. It was all for me to find a purpose on this earth and to help more people. It didn't accidentally happen. There's no accidents. There's no coincidences. Everything happens to us or for us. I don't believe it happens to you. I believe it happens for you. And if you can find how it's happening for you, how it's benefiting you or allowing you to benefit other people, you can find your purpose on this earth. And that's what I've done. I found my purpose. My purpose is to share my story, is to share my story with the world and show others that it is possible, that you too can overcome any struggle, any trial, any tribulation, any obstacle, anything that life throws at you. You can overcome it. And I want you to know that no matter what you're going through right now, it will get better. Think about like 5 years ago, 10 years ago. What did you go through then? What trials or tribulations did you face back then? And did you overcome them? Or are they still beating you down 5 or 10 years later? Because if they are, that means you need to do some work on yourself. But if they're not, that means you overcame them. You grew because of it. You became better because of it. And now you know it's possible to overcome hard situations. And so this Friday, I'm blessed with that opportunity to go out and speak to these at-risk youth and to let them know I've been where they're at. I was an at-risk youth. I was homeless at 15. I was on drugs at 15. I was incarcerated at 15. And I know what it's like to live that life. But I also know what it's like to change. I know what it's like to hurt and be depressed and be suicidal and homicidal and hate myself. I know those feelings. And I also know what it's like to change that and love myself and love others and give back to the world and be of service. And because I know that, because I've experienced that blessing, I'm blessed with the opportunity to give back. And I'm incredibly grateful for that opportunity to give back because it's given me a purpose on this earth. Whether it's through fitness coaching with the moms that I train, motivational speaking to these at-risk youth, I have found my purpose on this earth, and my purpose is to be of service. My purpose is to help others. My purpose is to help you become better as I continue to become better. Every day I wake up with a mission to become a better human being myself and turn around and use what I'm learning, use the growth that I'm experiencing, the personal development that I'm experiencing to show others the way that it's possible. And if more of us would work on ourselves and show others that it's possible to become a better human being, this world would be a better place. Too many people want to complain about how hard life is. Life is hard. I admit it. What are you going to do about it, though? What changes are you going to make in your life right now? What changes, what thought process, what behaviors can you implement into your life right now that can ensure that even when life gets hard, you can still overcome it and become a better human being? Because at the end of the day, it's all our decisions. The choices we make, the thoughts we have, the actions we take is our decision. You get to choose, do you want to get up early or sleep in? You get to choose, do you want to eat high protein, moderate carbs, low fat, or do you want to eat cheeseburgers and pizza and fast food? You get to choose. Do you want to get some extra steps in today, go for a walk during your lunch break, do an exercise before or after work, or get off of work, watch Netflix, eat fast food, get overweight, be depressed? You get to choose. I get to choose. We don't always make the right choice. I'll admit, last week, I ate a whole pizza. It is what it is. But what happens next? Now I got to sit there and look at why did I feel the urge to go off of my diet plan and to eat outside of what my coach, because yeah, I have a coach. If you don't know this, I have multiple coaches actually, but my bodybuilding coach has a very specific meal plan that we're on, right? And I need to follow it to the T to get the results that I want. And sometimes we all are human beings, and I had a bad day and I was going through it and I was tired and I could give all the excuses in the world, but I chose to eat a pizza. And then I was like, all right, the next day I got to sit back and say, why did I do that? What changes can I make to my thought process and my actions and my habits to ensure that it doesn't happen again? And I got right back on track. I didn't let it derail me. I didn't let it destroy me. And because of that, I'm back on track. My weight's going down. My body feels amazing. I feel amazing. And that's what matters, because the better I feel about myself, the more I can give to you, the more I can pour into you. The more I pour into myself, the more I can pour into you. And the more I pour into you, the better able I am to serve you. Whether you're a client, whether you watch my social media content, whether you listen to this podcast, whatever it is, I want to be able to serve you better. And the only way I can serve you better is for me to become better. If I wake up every day understanding my sole purpose on this earth is to serve others and help them become the human beings they are meant to be. And I know that in order to do that, I must become the human being I am meant to be, the best, most elite version of myself, the #1 online coach for busy moms, right? The Coach Paul. If I wake up every day and focus on that each and every day and I become better, I can then turn around and help other people become better. I say it all the time. You wouldn't take advice from an overweight trainer. You wouldn't take business advice from a broke business owner. You wouldn't take marital advice from someone that can't keep a relationship. Don't take advice from people that are not living the life you're living. I will want to wake up every single day and pour into myself and become my best self so I can pour into you and help you become your best self. And the way I'm doing that is through our fitness coaching and through our motivational speaking, through this podcast, through the different ways and different channels that I can reach out to more people, because the goal is to impact so many people. On my deathbed, I want to be like, man, that dude Coach Paul made such huge impact in the world. He helped so many people. My goal is to help as many people as I possibly can. My goal is to make sure that every person I come in contact with get the results they deserve, get the results they are looking for. I just realized I'm not even live on my Instagram right now. I should be live on my Instagram while I'm talking about this, right? Because the goal is to impact more people. The goal is to help as many people as I possibly can. And in order to do that, I need to be streaming on all platforms. I need to be having this conversation with all people. I need to be constantly sharing and talking and speaking. And for some reason, that's not working right now. Instagram's giving me a problem. That's life right now. Sometimes life happens. Sometimes it doesn't want to work. Your plans don't go the way you want them to go. Sometimes you have no control over that, and that's okay as well. It is okay to not to have all the answers. It is okay not to know what you're going to do next. It is okay to struggle, but it is not okay to quit, to give up, or to blame others because of it. That is where we must make sure we're doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. That is where we stay focused on our tasks at hand. That is where we give back to others. So I hope you found value in today. I hope you understand that I want to help you, and whatever it takes for me to become a better human being so that I can help you become a better human being. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I hope that you found value in today's episode. As always, I would really appreciate any thoughts that you have on this episode. Send me a message, send me a DM, comment on this here on the podcast. If you like the podcast, give me a 5-star review, please. The more reviews we get, the more opportunities we have to help more people. I don't get paid off this podcast. I'm not trying to get paid off this podcast. I'm just trying to help more people. I get paid off my fitness coaching. Eventually, I'll get paid off my motivational speaking. For now, it's just about helping more people, and it'll always be about impact. It's always about impact over everything, impact over income, impact over all of it. I just want to help as many people as I possibly can. That's why we get this podcast popping. That's why we're consciously just working on our goals and just becoming a better human being. So I love and appreciate you guys. Peace, love, and rock and roll.